Brother lads, welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. A week ago, Gianluca Di Marzio told us that we are going to see changes and movement on the striker market in Europe, and now we have started seeing changes. Osimhen is going to Chelsea. Gyokeres is going to Arsenal, and of course, we are seeing a couple of other strikers. I think it's John Duran going to West Ham. Nicholas Füllkrug as well is wanted by West Ham as well, and a couple of other strikers. Jonathan David to Newcastle. But in this video, we dive into the latest on Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal, and I want us to settle the debate. Who is getting a better deal between Arsenal and Chelsea? Arsenal are getting Gyokeres. Osimhen is going to Chelsea. That is what things look like until things change, but that is why that is what things are looking like at the moment. So let me know, do you think Arsenal should have got Osimhen instead of Gyokeres, or do you think Chelsea are not getting a better deal than Arsenal because we are getting Victor Gyokeres, or at least at the moment we are focused on signing Victor Gyokeres? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Let's get into it. Now, the stories that are coming out of Portugal today are saying that Victor Gyokeres is Arsenal's priority to strengthen the attacking third of their squad. Scouts have been monitoring him since his return from surgery, and it's clear he's the one that they actually want. He's the one that they are actually admiring. It's believed that a deal can be closed with Sporting for an amount in the region of 70 million euros, which is around 58.9 million pounds, or close to 60 million pounds. So again, most stories are still claiming and are still giving us the hope and optimism that Arsenal are looking at Victor Osimhen as the striker they want to sign, if they decide to sign a striker this summer. What I want to say with this one, first and foremost, is we are not 100% sure if Arsenal are going to sign one player in the attacking third. I think now, at the moment, we can say Mikel Arteta is interested in signing a winger. He's interested in signing an all-round forward, and is also interested in signing a striker. So if Arsenal feel like the market opportunity is Victor Gyokeres, you never know. He could be the player we go for. If Arsenal think that the market opportunity is Leroy Sané, we will sign Sané. If Arsenal feel the market opportunity is maybe Chiesa or Rafinha or Desire Doué or anyone like that, then that's the player we are going to go. One thing we know is that we might not actually sign a player that is very expensive, that is 70 million pounds and above. In my opinion, 50 million pounds we could get such a player. 60 million pounds, 70 million pounds, 65 million pounds, we could actually get such a player. And I think with Victor Gyokeres, why Arsenal are focusing on him rather than on Victor Osimhen is the price, it's the money. You look at Osimhen's price, it's absolutely crazy. And Napoli are saying we are not reducing on this asking price. We are not actually going to reduce on the money. It's either you sign the player or actually he stays. And of course, he doesn't want to stay there. He wants to move on, but the price is not coming down. So Osimhen to Chelsea makes a lot of sense, and Gyokeres to Arsenal makes a lot of sense, because when you think about Chelsea, for them, a striker is a priority, and they badly need a forward as compared to Arsenal. And I also know that we badly need a forward, but in terms of Arsenal scoring goals, I don't think Arsenal are going to fail to score 100 goals in a season because we have not signed a striker. That's not going to happen. I think the likes of Havertz will get better. The likes of Gabriel Jesus will get better. Martinelli will get better as compared to last season. And by the way, last season, Arsenal scored like up to 100 goals. So in terms of needing a high income striker, a very expensive striker, I think Chelsea need one. I think Arsenal didn't need one. So, and our strategy in the market was very clear. Players like Gyokeres, players like Sesko, players like Zaxi, that is what we're looking for. We are looking for, a young striker, one that could come in at low money. Remember, we're going to sign, Sesko at around 60 million euros. And again, Victor Osimhen could come in at Arsenal at around 70, maybe 75 million euros. That's a little bit in the region of what we are looking to spend. So what I'll say with the Gyokeres one is I'm happy that Arsenal are prioritizing him. I'm happy that he's the one we've chosen because he is just goal-minded. He's just a freak in front of goal, and I think it's a player that has a lot to do in terms of development, in terms of proving, something. I think with Osimhen, I love him. I really, really do. But he's proven what he can. And of course, he's coming into this Chelsea side. He will score a couple of goals for them. He will score lots of goals for them. But I also think that with Gyokeres, you have a player who fits into what Mikel Arteta is trying to do. So, Gyokeres, he's our priority. He's the favorite player Arsenal want to sign. But are we getting the better deal, or are we getting the worst deal? As compared to Chelsea, who are getting Osimhen. So if I was to compare the two, and I think we've done a comparison between Osimhen and Gyokeres, I think Osimhen is the one that is proven as compared to Gyokeres. And the reason as to why I say that, I'm not saying Chelsea have got the better deal already. I'm trying to say that, I'm trying to compare the two. Osimhen has won the Italian Serie A for Napoli. And in that season, I think he scored for them 26 goals in the league. Yeah, it is not 30. It is not the famous 35, 40 goals a season. But for a striker to score 26 goals for Napoli and they eventually win the league, that is something big. That is something that you've got to recognize. That's something that you've got to, award. With Victor Gyokeres last season, of course, he scored about 40 goals and he helped Sporting CP to win the league as well. But he's just done it for one season. And with Osimhen, you're talking about a guy that has been on his trajectory, on an upward trajectory for quite some time. I think, 4-5 years? We've been seeing Osimhen, at Lille Metropole, then he comes to Napoli, and even before Lille Metropole, he was a player that many clubs wanted. Many people thought he was actually going to turn into a good player. So Gyokeres over Osimhen, Osimhen over Gyokeres in terms of experience, Osimhen wins that. Value for money and the price. Why I think Arsenal would be winning in terms of signing Victor Gyokeres is these two strikers are not so much different. Yes, you have experience from Osimhen. He's won the league as well for Napoli. But that really doesn't matter a lot. I don't think he's going to come into this Chelsea side and overnight they're going to win the league. I don't think comes into this Chelsea side and overnight they become a proper club. And so does Gyokeres. Gyokeres doesn't come to Arsenal and all of a sudden Arsenal can score 200 goals. Not really. And why I'm saying that in terms of price, Chelsea are being cheated, although they have a kind of a swap deal. Why I feel like they're being cheated is you're going to get Osimhen at around 80 million pounds or 85 million pounds, right? Because Napoli are not really going to value Romelu Lukaku at 50 million or at 40 million. They're going to value him at around 25 or 30 million euros. So let's say the value of Osimhen is 85 and the value of Gyokeres is 55 million pounds. Who gets the better deal? I think it's Arsenal. I don't think it's Chelsea. I think it's Arsenal. Because for me, Osimhen, yes, good player, experienced. He's played for a couple of clubs. What does he have that Gyokeres doesn't have? What does he bring that Gyokeres doesn't bring? The only thing that Osimhen has over Gyokeres is aerial ability. That's the only thing, aerial ability. And if Mikel Arteta is looking to sign Mikel Merino and he's looking to sign, he's looking to sign Mikel Merino, he's brought in Ricardo Calafiori, and last season we had a very tall side with players like Kai Havertz, Gabriel Magalhaes. I don't think Arsenal are really looking for a striker that is going to score only headers or mainly headers. And I'm not saying Osimhen scores mainly headers. I'm trying to say I kind of feel like, yes, Osimhen is the better player in the air, but we already have that covered. So I kind of feel like, yes, Osimhen, 85, Gyokeres, 55. Gyokeres is the better deal. Even if it was 65 for Gyokeres, Gyokeres is still the much better deal. Because both of them can come into the new league and score for you around 20 goals a season, or maybe 16 or 17 goals a season. And that's pretty much decent. So I don't see Osimhen as miles ahead of Gyokeres, and I don't see Gyokeres as miles behind or miles ahead of Victor Osimhen. So I kind of feel like in terms of the price, Arsenal would be getting the better deal. Now, in terms of being clinical, in front of goal, because that is what Arsenal are trying to get. That is what Arsenal are trying to solve. We have so many players and we have so many goals coming in from different areas of the pitch. But we're talking about being clinical in front of goal. That's where I would say Arsenal are ultimately getting the better deal by choosing Gyokeres over Osimhen. I can't lie. We are going to talk about injuries as well, but Osimhen misses a lot of chances. Osimhen misses a lot of chances. And we're talking about a guy that should be clinical. We're talking about a striker that at his level, he's being signed to execute one role. Put the ball into the back of the net. But he misses a lot of chances. And if you ask me at Arsenal, do we need another guy that misses a lot of his chances? Definitely not. Probably not. I mean, we are talking Jesus murdering his XG. We are talking Kai Havertz. We are talking Edin Ketia. So if we have so many players that I cannot trust in a 1v1, I don't think I would need to add Osimhen. Yes, he's world class for me. I love him. But I think Gyokeres, I would trust more in a 1v1 situation in front of a good goalkeeper as compared to Osimhen. So Gyokeres again, 1v1, clinical in very, very critical situations. That's another reason why Arsenal are getting a very, very good deal. However, the one thing I'm really scared about is Osimhen going to Chelsea and he absolutely blows up because he's got that ability. I think what Osimhen needs, and this is with all respect to Napoli, he needs a proper club. And Napoli were a proper club under Sarri for that season, and now they're no longer a proper club. So he needs a proper club with a proper manager, proper ideas, proper philosophy, just to shine. Imagine him with players like Nkunku in the same team, with players like Cole Palmer in the same team. Cole Palmer is a proper number 10, a proper creative player. He's going to blow up. He's going to rip up the Premier League, right? But if I was to compare the two for me, I think Arsenal getting the better deal. Gyokeres is a good striker, good player as well, and young. Osimhen, not a bad player, not very old as well, but he's too expensive. If both of them were for the same price, I would say maybe Arsenal should go for Gyokeres, so for Osimhen. But because there is a difference in pricing, I kind of feel like it's a no-brainer. Go for the one that you can sign in terms of how much you can afford it. And then, if it fits in and it fits what the manager wants to do, that is your deal. So Arsenal are looking at Gyokeres and Chelsea are looking at Osimhen. Now, there have been talks about Arsenal getting an all-round striker that is not, or an all-round forward that is not Victor Gyokeres. Again, Victor Gyokeres with Victor Osimhen, they have one thing in common. They are not your modern-day forwards. For them, they are not players like Gabriel Jesus. They're not players like that. They actually prefer to stay as strikers, to stay stationary as number 9s, rather than finding ways, right? Rather than playing in different positions. So when you have Gyokeres, unless the manager changes him, Gyokeres is typically a number 9. Osimhen is typically a number 9. And reports are saying that Arsenal are still interested in getting an all-round forward if they can get one. Someone who can play as a 7, as a 10, as an 11, and maybe as a 9. And we have seen Leroy Sané linked with Arsenal in the past 24 hours. The one thing I want to say about an all-round 11, sorry, an all-round forward for Arsenal is, don't we have enough of those? Like, what is Trossard? Trossard is an all-round forward. What is Jesus? Jesus is an all-round forward. What is Kai Havertz? Kai Havertz is an all-round forward. You can play him on the left, you can play him on the right, you can play him down the middle, and he's going to perform very well. So what exactly are we looking for, right, by saying we need an all-round forward? I personally feel like we have enough of those I personally feel like we now need to go and get a specific striker that does specific things. Kind of Erling Haaland. Let's go and get someone that is, interested in scoring goals, someone that doesn't really mind about other roles on the pitch. He only cares about scoring goals. Because that could be the difference between Arsenal one day and Manchester City or Manchester United or Liverpool or any other game. The games that you need to win 1-0, the games that you need to win 2-1, the games that you need to win 3-2. And that last goal usually comes from your centre forward. That last goal, I remember Van Persie going to Manchester United. He used to score that last goal, right? He used to score that one goal. And in the last season, Van Persie spent at Arsenal when we were winning 2-1, beating Liverpool, when we were winning 1-0, beating Everton. Guess who was scoring that 1-0? Guess who was scoring the second goal to win Arsenal a game 2-1? It was Robin Van Persie. So for the all-round forwards, we have enough. I think it's time for Gyokeres. It's time for a proper 9. But I want your thoughts there in the comment box below.